Hello once again and welcome to Astrology. This is your continuing tarot series, but join me for your Patra readings, your birth charts or Kundali. Visit zedamastrology.com or send me a line at zeta55@outlook.com. Okay, this is a reading for the Earth Trine, all ascendants of the Earth Trine. And do recall that the Earth Trine consists of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And the first card that we have here for the 5-card spread for the Earth Trine is the Page of Earth or the Page of Pentacles. And what is the current situation that you're facing in regards to your goal, your finances, your career, your relationships. And the Page of Earth or the Page of Pentacles is telling you that it's the bearer of good news in money, business, education, property, career, or health. It represents a solid start of laying the foundation for the future success. So for the period August 1st to the 21st, 2022 Earth Trine, it's a good start for you. You are going to have some kind of dependable successful news, something that is relatable, that your patients have brought you. And this message with the minor arcana card is to decide what you really want and go for it. Jump in and seize your opportunities while you can. It tells you that if you make the right decisions now and put the groundwork in, you will achieve your long-term goals. And that is what is coming to you, Page of Earth, with the Earth Trine. And it is telling you that you are thinking about your long-term future. You don't want any quick flash in the pan results. You want something that will be reliable, that will be stable. You want a new challenge, but you want something that will take you far. You want to do something more deeper, more developed, but you don't want the flash in the pan, as I said. The ambitions and idealism of your past will bring success from your newest ideas. You are in the process of developing a new hobby or occupation. There is news coming that gives this arrival of change, of transformation. But the Page of Earth, the Page of Pentacles is not immediate. Prepare to evaluate the risk, and you will see the rewards of these new ventures in the future. You will gain insight into your future, and if you remain attentive and studious of what is happening around you, the environment, you will find out everything you need to know and what is available now and how you are going to use it later. So this is the foundation that you are wanting. You are wanting something that will make your day. But good news about your financial situation is coming, and that is your present situation. And what led you to this position? What caused the problem? What is the heart of the situation here? Your challenges, your hopes, your fears. And it comes from the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Fire is the 5 of Wands, and it tells you, competing goals, bothersome detail, conflict with others, so that you have a little bit of chaos, you have a little bit of struggle, and you're kind of all over the place. You're not focused. You have too many demands on your time. And when the 5 of Wands appear, and this is telling you what is the heart of the situation, right? That you probably have too many things on your plate to focus properly as to what you want to plan for the future. And you might find yourself in a situation where you may be required to think on your feet and outside the box. There might be a little time to plan or work out a strategy, because this 5 of Fire is all about action. It's all about passion. It's all about taking decisive decision. But you are going to be competing with yourself, because as the card says, it's competing goals. You have too many things on your plate. You are over achieving or trying to overachieve. You may be handed a mess or a disaster to sort out with little knowledge of where to start or how to go about it, and it's too much at this point in time. So you have a lot of details to deal with, because others may be looking to you for guidance and direction, but right now it might be the feeling to you like the blind leading the blind. But The good news about the page of earth is telling you that stick there. Look at what is happening. Plan for the long term. You are going to be rewarded. You are starting the cycle right now to be rewarded for um, your work, your focus, your commitment. You know, take comfort in the fact that it's probably not as bad as you first anticipated. You know, take a very deep breath, because you might be delving or diving into the deep end, you know, but don't be aggrieved. Take one thing at a time, look at the long-term goals, and then try not to have conflict with others. You know, that is the heart of the situation here for you. And you know, what is your attitude? What is your attitude coming from? And your attitude is coming from the Six of Cups. You know, you have a little bit of baggage. You're kind of thinking about the past where things were better, but you know, you saying, oh, those were good times, and you're kind of romanticizing the past, you know. But it's all about forgiveness, peace, harmony. You know, if you have been through a tough time, then the Six of Cups, it's suggesting to you that you are in need of some little support. You know, you may feel safer and more comfortable with familiar faces and places. So it's not a good time for starting new things or heading out off on your own. And this is what the Page of Pentacles is saying. This is what the Five of Fire is saying. The Page of Pentacles is saying, look at the long term. The Five of Fire is saying, you have too many things on your plate. And the Six of Water or the Six of Cups is telling you, take some time to look around you, get the support of your family, your friends, you know. Then there are many persons around you who would gladly help you. You know, they might be just standing by there and waiting for you to make the first move to ask for that assistance. And you are just there reflecting on probably who in the past can help you, who in the past you can be guided by or you can trust, because this is all about your emotions, you know. You might be looking at an older member of the family or probably an old love. You never know, because Six of Cups is all about emotions, all about relationships. You know, it's all about you and how you feel. And right now you feel about reflection and looking at the past. And you know, what is the advice that is coming from you for you? It is the Six of Air, which is the Six of Swords. And it tells you are moving on, you're making slow progress, but you are going into calmer waters, you are finding a safe harbor, things are looking up, there's the end of a difficult situation, and you may be taking a trip, or you have taken a trip, you know. This is what the Six of Swords is telling you, and it often suggests that you are making an attempt to distance yourself from something that you don't want to deal with or you don't care for anymore, you know. And the Six of Swords or the Six of Air generally is telling you that a holiday might be long overdue and it's much needed at this time. You know, the need to get away or take a break may not just be for recreational purpose. It might be for your peace of mind. You know, and the vacation suggests would be one of rest and recuperation rather than of action and you know, a kind of adventure, excitement. And the Five of Fire is telling you that you have too much things on your plate. So the Six of Air is telling you, you know, relax, book a spa or some kind of meditative retreat. You know, the break or vacation may not even be a physical one. You know, it might be a mental one where you are just sitting and isolating yourself, becoming a little bit like the hermit. But this is a journey. This is a journey that you are looking to take. And the Six of Swords, when coupled with Temperance, really talks about traveling. And this is what we are going to understand, that you need to take a little break. And what will be the outcome or the advice in this situation? It is Temperance, and Temperance coupled with the Six of Swords is all about travel. And you have the need for balance and moderation, you know, cooperation and compromise. You have to wait for the perfect timing, so that your emotions are kind of chaotic and all over the place. You want to take that journey to take a break, Balance is there, talking about traveling, and that, you, at the end of the day, if you understand that, you think about the long-term goals and you don't take in too many details, and you seek the proper guidance from some old partner or relationship or love, and you take that mental break, and you take that short journey, you are going to achieve balance. The balance card, it's telling you there that you have achieved your inner calm, you have achieved moderation, tranquility. You may even find your soulmate, and it is a sign that the relationships in your life are harmonious because you have done everything. These four cards prior to the balance or temperance card gives you the source code of astrology, where it tells you it is earth, fire, water, and air. So, it's all the elements here of astrology coming together for you. So everything, when worked out in its proper remit or proper ratio, is going to give you balance. It's, instead of trying to do too many things at one time, you have to allow yourself to be uh, temperate. You have to allow yourself not to be knocked off your balance. You have to find peace and tranquility, so that that feeling of contentment comes to you. Temperance indicates that you are truly in touch with who you are inside and what you value, and your own moral compass, and you are finding it easier to figure out your goals and aspirations. You have learned not to allow yourself to be dragged into other people's conflict and to let minor issues knock you off balance. Instead, you need to adapt to the situation with a clear mind and a calm heart, and keep your balance. So if you utilize all these elements here, which is the page of earth, the five of fire, the six of water, the six of air, which gives you the source code of astrology, then you will gain that balance that Archangel Zadkiel is bringing to you. For the outcome for this period, Earth Trine, August 1st to 21st, 2022. As you know, here at Zidam Astrology, I always thank Bhagwan because I am springing out with these videos from the help and guidance of God. And at the end of the day, I will always thank him for guiding me and allowing me to bring a message to you. I pray that you will always remain healthy, happy, and safe until I see you the next time. I have made some changes at Zidam Astrology to bring you a tutorial or tutorials that follow this final slide here. Well, it's not the final slide, obviously, but 3 slides follow here. It's a tutorial if you are interested in understanding my reasoning as to bringing you the trine concept in my tarot readings rather than the individual concept like many others. I believe in what I do. I believe in sharing. I believe in transferring knowledge. So if you are interested in understanding why I do what I do, there are 3 slides in which I will be guiding you as to how I think and why I think the way that I do. Thank you for sticking with me. Thanking you for understanding my methods. I hope that you sign up, share, and subscribe. Until next time. This is the trine concept for the earth, which includes Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And the earth is stable, practical, and sensible. And the earth signs have patience, and they prefer to wait, letting things happen in their own time, instead of pushing the matter. This can make them stuck in their ways at times, and they can be the most closed off of the signs. They prefer to have a calm, stable life, and are the most hardworking of the trines in the zodiac. The earth signs are Taurus, which is the most immovable, stubborn, Virgo, which is the most practical, and Capricorn, which is the hardest worker of the three. So that here we have the earth signs where they keep it real. They are the grounded people on the planet, the ones who bring us down to earth and remind us to start with a solid foundation. Slow and steady. These are the builders, and they are loyal and stable, and they stick by their people through thick and thin, we see through hard times even. On the good days, they are practical. At the worst, they can be materialistic or too focused on the surface of the things to dig a little more deeper to get to the root of the issue. So this is the Earth, Trine, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, this is your tutorial. As I mentioned to you in this video, that I'm going to leave a tutorial so that you can see why I have formulated the trine concept to read horoscopes at Zedam Astrology rather than read individual signs from Aries to Pisces for you. And I've found in my research and in my reading and from my teachings that there are commonalities between the tarot and the Kundali, which is your birth chart in Vedic astrology. So that these are the commonalities that have aligned together, that have created a method that will utilize the tarot and Vedic astrology to read and analyze for you in the trine concept. And this is a Kundali or birth chart taken randomly on somebody born on April 21st, 2022 at 6 a.m. And this person's birth chart or natal placements are here for you to see that these are the placement. This is the fate of this person. This is the ascendant or lagna, as we say in Vedic astrology, where we say this is the first house of the 12 houses in the zodiac sign. So wherever the ascendant or lagna falls is where we denote in Vedic astrology your first house. And in this particular chart, we go clockwise from Aries to Pisces so that we'll know where your first to 12th house falls. So your first house is Aries, your 12th house will be Jupiter. And each house in Vedic astrology denotes something. It denotes your wealth, your family, your siblings, your relatives, your children, your marriage, your father, your mother, your work, your career, your community, your luck, your spirituality, your illnesses, whether it's chronic or routine, how you will earn your money, how you will lose your money, a multiplicity of things. And each of these houses has its significations that we read for you in Vedic astrology. So this is your natal chart. This is your fate. You cannot change the positioning of these planets in your Kundali, because this is the placement of the planets when you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born. However, you cannot change fate, but you can change destiny. And destiny comes from the transit of the planets, because each of these planets, they move from one sign to the next during particular periods. And you can change your destiny through your freedom of expression and will, through your ambition, through your courage, so that you can change destiny. You can't change fate. And the transit of planets will give you a chance to change your destiny. And transits, planets move, as we see here, Saturn every 2.5 years, and so on and so forth. This is how planets move from one sign to the next. Neptune takes 14 years to move from one sign to the next. Mercury takes 1 month. Sun takes 1 month. And you will see these are the 12 planets that I deal with at Zedam Astrology, so that they are the ones that I look at and how they move. And every placement of a planet in a particular sign says something, does something, has an aspect on your natal planet, and it throws out potential or a pathway for you to understand what can be happening. It is the natal chart is a map of what the sky was like on the day for us to know ourselves and to better understand the types of energy we have available for each moment and situation in life. And because of the transits where destiny can be changed, we can say that this placement is not decisive, but it shows options and it marks pathways in which we can utilize to make choices during our lifetime. And then we have the source code of astrology, and that FEAW is basically fire, earth, air, and water. Those are the trines that I look at, and the 4 elements are the source code of astrology, and they are the blueprint of your soul. You know, you become the architect of your destiny by using this blueprint of our soul. And the blueprint of our soul, one of the trines that I use, because it's the foundation, you know, one of the trines that I use is the Dharma Trikona. And the Dharma trine tells you that, you know, this is the trine that keeps us on the soul's mission, the accumulated merit and the manifestation of past karma. And this 159 denotes the houses 1, 5, and 9. And as you see, we have fire, earth, air, and water trines. So this is the source code of astrology. And tradition holds that religious duty, your dharma, is the primary aim of human life, since it is the foundation which you develop your wisdom and your discretion to pursue wealth, which is artha, which is another trine, happiness, karma, which is a 3rd trine, and we pursue these wealth and happiness from the wisdom we get from dharma, so that we will not compromise our chances of liberation, which is moksha, which is the 4th trine. But I use the 1st trine because it is the foundation, it is the primary aim of your birth on this earth. And Hinduism describes the Dharma trine as the natural universal laws whose observance enables us to be contented and happy and to save ourselves from degradation and suffering. So that Dharma is the moral law combined with spiritual discipline that guides our life, you know, and this is what the Dharma trine is. And I'm just going to pull up another version of the zodiac circle, the 12 signs, and I'll just give you an example, so that this random Kundalini or birth chart gives you Aries as the ascendant, and with Aries as the ascendant, that will be the 1st house. The 1st house will be Aries, the 5th house will be Leo, and the 9th house will be Sagittarius, and this is the trine. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the fire trine, and with the fire trine, even if your first bhava is Leo, then Leo will be your 1st house, Sagittarius will be your 5th, and Aries will be your 9th. You will still remain in that trine if your ascendant moves from Aries to Leo or Sagittarius. And remember, your ascendant moves every 2.5 hours every day from one zodiac sign to our next in Vedic astrology. And then we have the Earth trine, and the Earth trine can begin with Taurus, and if it begins with Taurus, then you would have as your fifth house, you will have Virgo. As your 9th house, you will have Capricorn, and this is your Earth trine. Then your air trine will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your air trine. And obviously your water trine will then be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so that all your signs are taken care of there, as you see. So these are the trines. And why I do the horoscope in trines is because Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, when one is activated, each of these are activated because they are in a trine. They are in a dharma trine, where your duty, where your vision, where your wisdom are all created for you to understand that 1st house is you are born, then 5th house is your children, and the 9th house is your father. So you get the circle of evolution. Your father produces you with your mother helps you throughout your life. When you are an adult, then you produce children. And that is where you get this circle of evolution, so that the Dharma trine here is what connects each of these 3 signs in the zodiac. And then we have the tarot deck. And the tarot deck, as we know it, has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And you will see that the wands is with fire, the pentacles is earth, and swords are air, and cups are water. So that here now we have the commonality between the tarot deck and the zodiac or astrology, the source code of astrology. So that, you know, this is what I find with the commonalities. There are so many other things that I can speak about, but this is the basic. You know, this is the basic. And if we have to talk about, you know, a tarot spread, you know that my go-to tarot spread is the Tetractys. And the Tetractys tarot spread comes from that Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who threw out for us the Pythagoras theorem. And he, you know, he can be viewed as a Vedic Brahmin, because 3 of the things he did or believed in was that he wore white exclusively, he was a vegetarian, and he believed in reincarnation. And his theorem existed in the Sanskrit texts in India. So that, you know, there we have the commonality again. And then even so, the tarot deck, the fire is clubs, pentacles is diamonds, swords is aligned to spades, and cups is aligned to hearts. So this is where we get the commonalities. This is where I can utilize a union of tarot and Vedic astrology to bring you a complex issue, but a different take on reading your birth chart, because you cannot live by yourself, you weren't born by yourself, and you can't grow up by yourself. There is a community, and that community brings the trine, so that you feel comfortable if you are in the fire trine with people from Leo and Sagittarius if you were born in Aries. Likewise, it goes so for the other trines. So this is my research, this is my method that I use, and I hope I was clear, complete, and concise. I ask that you share, sign up, and subscribe, review my videos, look at my transit series, and I will join you next time. Thank you so much. The trine's synergy in Vedic astrology and tarot is given here, showing you the alignment of the houses 1, 5, 9 that makes up the trine, any way you count it or check it or review it. And it also introduces the kendras, the houses of Lord Vishnu, and these are the houses 1, 4, 7, and 10 in Vedic astrology. Again, you can get further details on this or an explanation in my previous videos.